It's Monday morning. I'm making some trades, talking about what went down today. So today was one of those days. It was all about the identifying resistance, support, and all that, like we always talk about. But it was also this idea of like, hey, sometimes it's good to fold them, and then sometimes it's good to hold them. And sometimes you got to know the difference. You got to know when to hold them, when to fold them. And today was a perfect example of that. I'm going to share with you guys what went down and why I got out of a short position, took a profit, got out, and then jumped in long for a beautiful move to the upside, almost a 10-handle move. I'm going to talk about that here in this video and show you guys what went down. So let's do it. Let's go. Well, sometimes you got to know when to fold them and when to hold them. And today was a great example of pulling the hammer out and just saying, it's time to fold them. I'm ready to make some money here. So talking about what went down today, trading the micro E-minis and the battle that ensued. So basically, this morning we had a nice little pop right there at open. We rallied up to a resistance area. I ended up getting short. You can see here, this resistance was right there at the 328, 328, 9, right in this area. So I was shorting up into this area. We had previous resistance there. It looked like we were going to pull back. We got to pull back down here to the 324. Was looking for a little bit lower. I really was thinking we could get down here and sell off. But you can see the bottom of this band here, the Bollinger Bands here. This is what I'm using for my indicator. These lines are called Bollinger Bands. And now I'm no expert when it comes to all the different indicators and all that. But somebody told me I should use it, and it's been working. I kind of just base it off the overall idea of looking for trends and different trend changes. But we pulled back, and we started to show, you can see, look at this. You can see how the bottom of these candles has started to get tight right in that same area. And once we saw that, okay, we got that down there to the 24, 25 area. We pulled back there, and once I saw that we just popped right back up, and then we had this green candle, I was like, well, this looks like it is probably going to rally back. So at that point, I ended up covering and I ended up getting long. So I basically changed my bias from a short bias at this point where I was short at the resistance. I jumped in long, basically covered my position, got out for a small profit, and then jumped in long. And you can see now we got that big rally, almost a full 10 handles, pretty much 10 handles from where we were at the 324 area. So from 324 now up there to 334.75, pushing through there right now. And you can see that high now up there to 334.50. And currently looking for this to push through that 335 area. I've got one contract left currently, and looking to see if we can't get a push higher from there. So that's the moral of the story is, yes, I was short. I thought this was going to pull back. I was short. I got short of resistance. We got the pullback. We made a higher low at that point, and I was like, well, clearly we're looking like we want to rally on the 5-minute, on the 15-minute. Everything's looking like it wants to point north. And at that point, it's pretty much like, hey, if the stock or the ETF or whatever it is, if the futures, the contracts are saying, hey, we want to go higher, we want to push, well, why would I keep shorting? So that's why I ended up getting long at that point when I saw that we had these candles kind of just stacking up there and getting stuck right there at that 324 area. We didn't want to push through there, so I was like, okay, well, we're not pushing through, so I think I'm going to take profit. So I've got one contract left. I'm seeing if we can't push up there to 335 area right now, and maybe even more as the day goes on. I'm just going to let this one ride basically at my stop loss right now. My original entry, you can see here, on this contract. My original entry was there at 325. I sold a couple there at 327, held the rest, got one up there at 333. Looking for this to push through up there to the 335 right now. So letting it ride, baby, letting it ride. But again, I can't stress it enough for you guys. Like, if you don't learn anything from this video, is don't get too stuck in a certain type of idea or a certain type of theory or whatever it is. Don't get too stuck in that, because this is what would happen. If I was stupid and I was stubborn and I held through this lower high and I didn't want to get out for, profit, take a small profit, jump over long, and if I would have held this, let's say I would have been stubborn, I would have kept adding and adding. I mean, that's a massive loss. Look at that. It's a 10-handle move from where I covered at. So obviously this wanted to go higher. It was showing the signs of going higher and all that. So once I identified that we were making that higher low, that we were kind of pushing up to that resistance, we weren't really showing any weakness at that area. We were right there at the EMAs. Once all that stuff was right there in front of me, it's pretty clear that I was like, okay, well, it's time for me to take profit on the short, and it's time for me to go long, and that's exactly what I did. So we'll see what happens. If this is going to push up there at 335, push, looks like I might get a little bit of pullback. I might add some more if we pull back maybe to the 331 area. Look to add some down here, 331, and see if we can't get a new high after that. So there it is. Just wanted to make a quick video for you guys to, again, I want to just keep battering these ideas. That's the great thing about when I'm trading. I can basically see what I'm doing or see what I'm doing wrong and learn from that and then share with you guys hopefully something that, you know, will help you or you'll kind of relate to. I think that's the whole thing here is people are relating to what I'm going through. And like I said, I was short. That was my idea. I was in the green. You know, the trade was working. Everything was looking good. But if I was stubborn and I didn't take profit and I didn't go long, I would have ended up getting out for a loss, or even worse, I could have got out for a major loss, you know, for a big loss. So really, again, it's so important to be able to identify when something is looking like. I want to be asking myself a couple of different things. I want to ask myself a couple of different things. Is the stock currently above the EMA? Is the stock looking like it's just naturally pulling back? Is the stock showing support? Is the stock pushing? What's going on? Asking myself these questions and not just being like, well, I'm short. It's time to ride this baby to the moon. No, my friends. So there it is. Like I said, sometimes you got to know when to hold them. Sometimes you got to know when to fold them. And today was a perfect example of, hey, it's time to fold them. It's time to just take a little small profit and maybe jump in long. So there it is. So we'll see what happens. So I'm looking for that 330, 332 maybe area here. We'll see. We'll see if we get it. 332. They pulled 332. Look to get short. I mean, get long now. I want to add some more